Homestead. How the heck are you today? Kind of a sobering day today, really. I have the barn chat that I originally done for today, and it's on the channel as a private video. I'll provide you a link to it. It's well worth the time to take a look at it. It is where I had to add to the already prepared barn chat I had. Already shot it and had it mostly edited, and then I had to shoot another section to go in. I don't know how many of you have heard about the Time magazine article on the secretive cabal and how they dealt with the election, fortified the election to save democracy, all working together to make sure that nothing derogatory got out there and things of this nature. They're bragging about it. None of that surprised me much when I was hearing it, because it kind of coincided with a lot of what affidavits had already been taken by people who were poll watchers and so forth, talking about the aggressiveness and how the other poll workers treated them and got them kicked out and all sorts of things. There's that one little statement in there that they made about that these organizations pooled their money and spent massive amount of money hiring poll workers. They refer to them as poll working armies. And they talked about how much work it was for high-ranking politicians and ex-Obama administration officials and so forth, going around nudging the Republicans that were in position of power in these states to go along with them. Mass changes in laws, the mail-in voting. Now, on this one, I'm going to add a few things that may shock. I got some rap music for you to listen to. I know my ears really aren't set for rap either. But I've got a particular rapper that he's, as the black folk call it, the man is spitting truth. And he's making a large touch to the black community, because he's talking the things that they are beginning to see themselves. And it is very powerful. It is something I've said for many, many years now, is that your government and your large corporations are playing people against one another, divide and conquer. The thing that scares these folks the most that are in power today is that we all start talking together. They're horrified of that because they know their reign's over at that point. And he has done a heck of a job. Now, for folks my age, or not really into rap, I've got it listed out as a song itself because videos are kind of interesting to watch. But I also I went out and found where they just did the lyrics to the song. Okay? Where you can actually read along with them, because some is a little, I know my ears don't pick up on it the first round through. But the thing I found very fascinating was the reaction that a lot of the minority communities are having toward this guy's music. And it is very much positive. They understand, really, what's going on. And he does what they call spits a lot of truth. Okay? Worth your time. Truly is worth your time. I'll put those links to that in this too. And I think you'll enjoy it. And I think a lot of you, and I'd love to hear your comments back on it, of what you thought about that. A lot of people sat and wondered when all these governors were handing down their little edicts, basically executive orders, how much they could push the American public. And now we've got a fellow sitting in the Oval Office of the White House, lying Biden, and he is a liar. So please, if you want to sue me for calling you a liar, Joe, come on, brother. We'll start out with the promises you made in Georgia. How's that? Anyway, so you've got a government right now that is ruling by edict. They're not passing laws, my friends. They're issuing commands. But now our military personnel are undergoing loyalty testing. Wow. Like I said, I think their loyalty's been tested enough. We have been in wars since World War I. We back out of one war and we get into something else, and we back out of that one and we get into something else, and we get into the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one. And the only thing that happens is our young sons and daughters keep getting killed. And for what? So companies like Halliburton can make a lot of money rebuilding the buildings we blew up. In Vietnam, that the tire companies could keep their rubber coming in so that they could make cheap tires. Well, Libya was over their money. So was Iraq. We haven't declared a war since the 1940s. Nothing's changed in the Constitution, people. Oh, the government, by their edicts, passed laws that said the president can do this, and the president can do that, and the president can do the other. You will find, if you look, that the president cannot. It's not in the Constitution. The president has one War Power Act. If we are attacked, physically and being invaded, he can respond to that invasion without congressional approval. All this other war power stuff is absolute nonsense. Our Constitution says you cannot maintain troops on foreign soil unless there's a declared war. Gee, I bet the millions of Vietnamese would have loved if we'd have followed our own Constitution then, huh? I'll bet that there's been a lot of countries, Libya, Iraq, Afghanistan. I bet you there's a whole list of countries that would stand up and say, yeah, we wished you'd have followed your supreme law of the land, instead of just winging it. You see, the War Powers Act that they keep using, it's really unconstitutional because the Constitution is very clear. And unless they amend the Constitution saying that the president has this authority that the Constitution doesn't give it, the Constitution says that is not his authority then. Any law that violates the terms of the Constitution is automatically an unconstitutional law, whether the Supreme Court says it or not. Doesn't matter. If it does not comply to that Constitution, we don't have to obey it. The states can tell the government, no. This is ridiculous. Time to wake up if you want to be a free American. Otherwise, get ready. Yeah. You'll be answering to your elite governors and your elite federalists this day forward. But don't worry, they're getting ready to do a reset so that they can take all the rest of your property. Yeah. You know, the motto of the reset is, you won't own anything, but you'll be happy because of it. Yeah. It's like some guy pulling a gun on you and say, we're going to take all the money you got, and you should have a big smile on your face because now you're not going to have to carry around that big old heavy wallet. Have a great day. Anyway, link to the video that I could not publish on their platform, had to stay private, is out there. And then a couple of songs, like I said, it looks like a lot of them, but they're the same song, but one of them I gave you the whole song, and the other one is just the lyrics, the music in the background. If, like I said, you have a hard time following rap music, it might be pretty good. But by the same artist, and he's really, really good. Really good. And what impressed me is he is very much being accepted by the black community, because the black community is beginning to wake up, and they're beginning to look at this isn't right. Maybe, when you think about it for 30 seconds, when they talk about systemic racism, they're talking about institutional racism. You need to look to the people that run the institutions, not to the little peons that are out here next to you. We have nothing to do with it. It's politicians. Yeah. The government, who seems to scream race a lot, but seem to be the one guilty. Yeah. There's also a little notation in there about you heard all the children being kept in cages down on the border. Well, that's making a reappearance, which doesn't surprise me because they did it under the Biden. That's probably pretty true. They did it under the Obama administration. Trump stopped it, but it's back. Kids in cages. But don't worry about it. The Democrats will ignore it until after Biden's out of office, and then they'll be screaming at the next president when he's trying to clean it up. Hypocrites. Pure and simple. What they don't realize is they're going to end up on the same plantation the rest of us are, because they ain't nothing but cattle as far as they're concerned. Y'all have a great day. Enjoyed the music. Definitely listen to it. I think you're going to find a lot of truth, and I'd like to hear what you think about it. And then go see the private video, because it has some very interesting stuff in there on that. And I kept saying the New York Times for some reason on that video, and it's the Times Magazine. So get a copy, get the article, read it. Love you guys, appreciate you. This went way a lot longer than I planned it to. I'll talk to you soon.